We are waiting for Kirit to join. I can see he has already joined and he will be live with us in any moment. Those who have already joined, you must have seen Kirit's profile. So no need for me to give you another intro, but nevertheless, I'll introduce Kirit to all of you once he joins. I am not seeing Kirit on the screen yet. I can see lots of his teammates in Team Axis. They have already joined and they are watching it live. And I must congratulate Team Axis for their awesome performance last Sunday for Everesting. And those who don't know Everesting, it's very simple in terms of the word Everesting. Yeah, Kirit. Yeah,
Yes.
I can see you. And welcome to our Sunday 4 p.m. live.
Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
I can hear you. Only thing is that are you doing the live from your laptop probably? Because your screen is
No, I'm using
showing.
my phone only.
Okay, your
Using
phone only, but your screen is showing uh, horizontal in the sense it's not vertical
Oh, I
yet.
did. Okay.
Good. That's good.
Am I
That's good.
supposed to hold it in my hand only?
Okay. No,
Yeah.
you can keep it in a stand or something like that.
No, the stand is not having that provision. It's only horizontal. I
Okay.
can hold it.
Anyway, so we have Kirit with us today on for our Sunday 4 p.m. live, and hardly needs any intro, but as the moderator, I have to give our audience, a basic intro. Kirit is an endurance cyclist. He is an engineer. He's a teacher. He's a mentor. He's a rowing coach. I mean, there is endless achievement that Keith has already achieved, from Deccan Cliffhanger to he has joined the Indian contingent in PBP, Paris Brest Paris, and LEL also, Kirit.
Eliel, I'm planning.
He is planning. Will hear all these things. And last Sunday he did Everesting. Did you do? And there are other. You started your cycling achievement and career and everything. You tell us.
Yeah. So, good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining the live, first of all. Then, uh, in my life, I had a personal tragedy in 2014-15. From there, actually, I went to my doctor and counselor. and they suggested me to do some workout. But there was nothing in my aim to do some workout or like that, and I'm not the gym boy. So I started newspaper distribution. I used to go to distribute newspaper in the morning, say for 90 minutes, staircase climbing and all. So at that time, I saw Mr. Anand Takle, who used to ride his bike every morning in at 5 o'clock. So I was a bit question what that person does. Then he introduced me to this. There are some cycling events in this and that. Then I started cycling. That was my beginning of cycling. So it started out of my newspaper distribution. I got to know about the events, and then it started rolling down on BRMs. I first of all did some race known as Lonavala Challenge. That was the 100-kilometer cycling race. At that time, I wasn't having my cycle also, own cycle. I borrow it from my friend Shaunak and then do cycling and again give him back. Right now, I'm having 9 cycles just as a passion, what you can say, and variety of cycles means road bike, Atlas cycle also means. Just last year, I did a complete SR series that is 200, 300, 400, and 600 on Dudwala cycle that is Kala Ghoda kehte, that cycle.
Yes. And that's a poster, that's a photo of yours we used in the poster, and people were asking me, and also in the social media, is this the same person who did a BRM on a Kala Ghoda or a plain Atlas
Yes.
cycle?
Yeah, here I would like to tell that there is nothing called as you must have the good cycle to start cycling. No, you should have the wish to do cycling, and that's it. You can do cycling, nothing else.
True.
You can have any cycle, just you start pedaling and you will be through. Nothing else.
But you did Deccan Cliffhanger with that Dudwala cycle, no?
No, actually it can be done, but I haven't
Yeah.
done that. During my Deccan Cliffhanger, which is a ultra cycling race, at that time I bought cycle from Prashant Tirke sir. He is known to many people, Prashant Tirke. He gave me his road bike, and during my practice sessions only I had an accident and I broke with my clavicle. It was broken into 5 pieces. Already I have a rod in my right leg. It is having 72 pieces, so there are many metal insertions in my body. But at that time, then I have to skip that year. That is 2017 Deccan Cliffhanger.
Right.
I could not participate due to this accident, which was just before 1 month. So in the next year, that is 2018, I recovered well and I did that Deccan Cliffhanger.
Okay. And then tell us about your PBP journey, Paris-Brest-Paris, 2019.
Paris is a very wonderful event, and anyone who is into cycling and want to enjoy what is cycling culture must keep the target of doing PBP. The people who are in France, they are so kind towards the cyclists. They serve you like anything, and that culture actually to be experienced by going over there. For doing PBP, if it is you have done BRM of 1000 or 1200 in your country, you get the preferred choice. So we have done that in 2018 year. So I think we have met at that time during our interview when we have done the training at the Pune University.
Right.
At that time we were trained for that, and PBP was in 2019. This event again will happen at 2023 now. I'm again qualified for that. So in PBP, it was a very nice experience to participate. Whenever we went to Paris, there was a lot of rain. It was a problem, but at the day of race, it stopped. Fortunately, it stopped. And after that, the race was amazing. Actually, it's not a race, it's a BRM.
Right.
It's amazing. A complete 1200 kilometers of ride without a pothole on the roads. And you can actually have that feeling that whenever you're riding on the road, the truck wala also stops. Whenever you give to cyclists only.
And this is not the culture that we are accustomed to. We are not.
Right. So you feel a very respectful behavior towards cyclists. They respect like anything. So for that, you have to visit Paris. if those cyclists who are here right now, they should keep the target in their mind about going to PPP. It happens in every 4 years. It's not the
Right.
yearly event.
Right. And then tell us about something that you did last week, Everesting.
Yeah, in
I'm just
Everesting,
I'll I'll
first,
go into the details how you prepared and all these things, but later on.
yeah,
First, you tell us about the things that you have already done, because with this you can inspire a whole lot of cycling, in members in the cycling community.
yeah, right. So first of all, I would like to tell you everyone that uh, whenever I participate in BRM or these events are virtual events, these events are not so costly. They don't have that cost to be invested for entry fee. So for BRM, you have minimum entry fee, that is okay. Again, there is no race, so you just have to finish within the cutoff time.
Right.
In terms of Everesting, I took BRMs as my base building. So whatever you say, practice rides, all practice rides were planned in my BRMs. This was done by my coach, Santosh Power sir. He
Yeah.
always plans my BRM, how to do BRM, how to develop patience, how to go on the climbs. Everything is guided by Santosh sir. So he monitors my BRMs also, and there are two categories. One is the fast one, other is the slow one. So variety of BRMs I have done. This Kala Ghoda BRM was also one of the part of preparation of Everesting,
Right.
because that is a mono gear cycle and it gives tremendous resistance. I'm sure of it. So while doing Pachgani BRM, that is all
Yeah.
Pasani Ghat and on Kala Ghoda, was a bit difficult. Santosh sir was the only person who believed that okay, everything can be done on the Kala Ghoda. I was a bit doubtful about, but sir said that okay, go ahead, you can do it. And if you do it successfully, there are many people who are waiting for investment in the good cycles only. They can also join the BRMs, because if Kala Ghoda can be done, means that can, if we do
Right.
the distance on that, any
Right.
cycle is better than that. At
And
least
if you
having
can
5 minutes.
climb Pasarni Ghat on a Kala Ghoda, then anything
Yeah,
is possible. Anything.
absolutely, absolutely correct.
And such a
So
long ghat with good gradient.
good gradient,
Very good
absolutely.
gradient. And those who don't know Santosh sir, just let me give you a bit of intro. Santosh Power sir was a national level cyclist, and he won lots of national level races in the late 90s. And right now he is mentoring a whole bunch of cyclists in Pune. Is it Kirit? If I'm not wrong.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes,
So Kirit
absolutely.
is one of his you can say students, as well as uh, and he encourages everyone. He inspires
Everyone.
a whole lot of cyclists. I mean, I have seen a lot of our cycling community who has been indebted to Santosh sir.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Now tell us, Kirit, about the preparations. People always ask riders
For
like
the,
you,
yeah,
the experienced riders, the preparations, the not not just the nutrition part. People are curious about the nutrition, and but what the training? What should be the exact training?
yeah.
That
For the
you said
preparation
that
of,
you did not hit a gym as such, but what
yes,
is the training that you need for such an endurance ride like 650 kilometers of Deccan Cliffhanger or 1,000 kilometer BRM, something like that? So how do you prepare
yes.
for all these things?
Uh, First of all these events are overnight events. So you must have practice of doing overnight, that is sleep deprivation rides.
Right.
That is one of the very key point in this. For that, first of all, let's go by step. Let's first of all talk about the distances. If you are able to ride for 24 hours or 30 hours at a stretch without with some natural breaks, obviously, then you can think about okay, you are preparing for this race properly. You can go on building these distances by say first of all doing 50 kilometers, then on 100, then on 200, like that. You can build a base that is just a distance. After that, on Saturday, Sunday, you have to be awake. That is one of the sleep deprivation training. Why this is so? Because while doing Everesting, it is needed that you should not sleep for your first Everesting at least. That is
Right.
till you achieve the height of 𝙎𝙤𝙣𝙎𝙤𝙧𝙤𝙤 meter in a single ride, you can take rest, you can do stretching, but you are not supposed to sleep. That is the very important criteria of Everesting. And that's why what we usually do, you start keeping yourself awake from Friday night when your working hours are over. From Friday night till entire Saturday, then Sunday night. Till that,
Right.
you have to be awake. That practice you can do on every weekend. Whenever you are planning for, let's say you are planning in say November, December, then you should start this practice from May or March, like that. Not every weekend, alternate weekend or 2 or 3 weekends, you have to at least do sleep deprivation practice.
Okay, that's
That is the
number
good
one.
point. Then
Okay.
number 2, regarding the climbing, it's a complete climbing event. Back to back, you have to just do climbing and descent. Descent, you have to be cautious because after say 1 day is over, you are sleep deprived and you cannot focus on maneuvering your cycle. So that is to be your key point, that you should not get meet some injury or accident. So you should be very cautious while on downhill. That is that practice you will have to do properly. Then the next point comes out to be climbing. For that, everyone knows that you should do hill repeats. Select any segment. Right now in the Pune, you have Old Katras Tunnel, Pasarni Ghat, or on this Bor side, that is Mumbai side, you have Bor Ghat. All these climbs you can do repetitions, at least 5 repetitions on one of the weekend as a practice.
Right.
Because for Everesting, you have to do repetitions on the same segment. So you have to be doing the same road again. It's a bit boring also. So you have to test your mind over body.
Right.
That is much needed.
Practically, not only Everesting, I think that every other endurance races are like that. Rides are also like that. That it's
Yes.
mind over body, isn't it?
Yeah. In the BRM, you find a very fantastic base building thing, because in 600 BRM, what Prashant sir said, that is Prashant Zok, who organizes all these events, BRM Pune Randoneer, he runs that. So he always says that each and every BRM is different, like that. You get many challenges in the BRM, and for 400 and 600 BRM, you have to ride overnight. So
Right.
overnight riding is going to give you a practice for keeping you awake. So you can very well do BRMs, and when there are at least 4 or 5 people around you, you can be awake. Instead of doing solo events, you can do this in the practice. So one of my colleague, Kanchan Bokil, did Everesting. I suggested her to do 600 BRM for the same purpose, and she did that, and she was awake for more than 24 hours first time in the life while doing 600 BRM. And that was a practice or preparation, you can say, for the Everesting.
Chaitanya just joined and commented that beast, 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 and there is no stopping for him. Chaitanya Velal.
Yeah, Chaitanya Velal, politics. I think I would like to add about him. He organized first time in the Pune, that is first time he organized Everesting event on Bhandara Hills. And
Right.
at that time, last time I did the Everesting 10K, and to be honest, that height gain was 11K, 11,000 meters in a single ride. So I was at that time the first one. The event, the platform given by him, and the training was given by Santosh sir. So it was amazing experience at Bhandara Hills.
Right.
So again, from your point of view, what you're asking, that for new people, you have to select such a segment that it will have a good gradient, and the distance should be climbed in within say 40 to 45 minutes. Climbing is not the issue. Whenever you are on climb, you are completely awake. All matter is when you are relaxed. Then
True.
the sleep takes the toll out of you. So you have to do practice of that.
And there is another question. What is the secret behind your name, Smiling Monster?
That is being given by all my Pune BRM community, Sanjay sir and Prashant sir, Sanjay Joshi and Prashant sir. Smiling Monster. Why they say, I don't know. But they say that you are a smiling monster.
Yeah, probably you kill the kilometers with your sweet smile.
Might be that, or when they say, साला ये आदमी कभी भी देखो 600 करो, 1200 करो, 1000 करो, ये हंसता ही रहता है.
Good, good. That should be the
Yeah.
spirit, Kirit. And for our audience, there is a whole lot of medals that you can see in the background. I mean, Kirit's background, not mine. Mine is just cool. But Kirit's background is all medals. I mean, you can see
Yeah, this
the lots of BRM medals I can see, and of course some Deccan Cliffhanger, PVP
triathlon
also.
also,
Yeah,
Ironman event, many.
Ironman also.
Yeah.
So, okay, and now tell us about the nutrition hydration part about all this Everesting or such endurance rides. How do you take care of the thing, especially in the heat or maybe in the dry season also?
Uh, in for a heat or for repeated climbing during the daytime, your body temperature increases, so naturally you require to have the wash. So
Right.
you keep a bucket or like that and just keep pouring water on your head, on your arms, on your legs after say 2 to 3 climbs or like that whenever you feel comfortable. So that provision must be there. I surely tell that this Everesting which I did in the last Sunday
Mm-hmm.
was horrible, horrible for me because it was very tough weather. Heat
Right.
wave hit me like anything, and I have to take a call after my first Everesting is over. Actually, I was targeting to do for double Everesting, but the weather was not in my side. I was it was very hectic for me. But my crew members did the job so well that they organized entire ice and water, everything at the point, so that whenever we climb up the hill, they immediately used to give you whatever you want in your hands. They say food like banana or
Mm.
dates or like anything, whatever you say, just keep the word I want this, or the next loop that was ready at the top. Santosh sir, child Viraj is the best
Yeah.
crew member for that, I would say. He's
Mm-hmm.
just in fifth standard or sixth standard, but he is such a perfect crew member. He knows what is to be given to a rider. Now, coming back to the point, what you asked me, that for all handling these things, you need a support crew. I
Right.
definitely tell you need a support crew, because at every stoppage, after every climb, if you invested say 5 minutes, there are nearly
Mm.
60 laps to be done. So 5 minutes into 60 comes out to be 5 hours you have wasted.
Mm. True.
300 minutes if you waste just because there is no crew member available. 5 hours is just for the sake of whatever you want to get and the things. A simple arithmetic. So you
Mm.
need to have a crew that is completely knowing what nutrition is to be given, what hydration is to be given. So right now here, Team Axis was there, so I wasn't looking after that at all. Everything was planned by sir, and everything they knew what to do due to experience. But for the new riders, I would suggest they should keep a proper hydration. That is, say after every year loop. It's a practice actually. Individual is a
Right.
different. So you should have hydration, that is simple water, as well as electrolytes, and
Mm.
then you should have such a food that it will not fill up completely your stomach, but it will not give you the feeling of emptiness, and proper calorie balance also.
But
Means you can go for dry
if
fruits,
you're
you can go for
yeah, if
potatoes.
you're on a BRM, which is an unsupported ride, so how do you do that? I mean, you carry banana, you carry electrolyte filled water or something like that.
Yeah, that is for BRMs. We get the checkpoint, that is a stoppage point after every 100 or 150 kilometers. So you have to plan your ride for 6 to 8 hours. In
Right.
that case, we have the pouch to our bags. We carry chickpeas, which is having jaggery
Right.
and peanuts. So you get the proper carbohydrates as well as proteins also. You can have cheese, very simple thing, but it is interesting because it gives you anti-cramp ingredients. Simple cheese and banana or whatever you get on the hotels on your route, you can jump in and get the things. So after every 4 to 5 hours, you have to eat something solid food. You can have idlis, you can have rice like that. Again, it's an individual choice. whether to
Right.
have some spicy food or non-spicy food. I prefer non-spicy food because I cannot
Yeah.
have spices and ride also. But there are few riders which I have seen. They have mutton curry, rasa, misal, everything, and they ride smoothly.
Depends. Yeah, depends on the
Yeah.
individual's body and digestive system, of course.
But you should have proper balance between carbohydrates, proteins, and what you can say salts. For the salts, you will find on the each control point they give you electrolyte sachet. That
Right.
electrolyte sachet you have to pour in water. The solution should not be concentrated. You should have that along with the water.
Yeah,
Few
because
people directly have that pause.
yesterday only in the 600 BRM in Pune, at least 12 people were DNF by last night only, as far as I remember.
Two
Last
DNF.
night.
There are two DNFs. Others out
Okay.
of 16, 14 have completed.
Okay. Others have completed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Only two. Oh, okay. Probably I thought 12. No. How can
No.
that be two? Yeah. Only two. Okay. Aja,
That
Pala
BRM was
has
also, I would add one more thing. That BRM was also smartly shifted to 2-night BRM.
right.
Because right now there is too much of temperature. So instead of doing rides on 2 days, it was made in 2 nights. So the
Right.
flag off was shifted to Friday 5:30 in the evening.
Right. 5:30 in the evening. That's what Prashant has written in the
Correct.
group also.
Correct. Yeah. Sorry, I'm not able to hear.
Supratim, you're mute. We are not able to hear you.
Yeah, now I can, yeah.
Can you
Hello.
hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So what to expect in LEL?
Hmm.
There is a question.
LEL
So LEL
is
is London, Edinburgh, London. Yeah. Kirit, can you tell us about your
yeah.
expectation?
LEL is London, Edinburgh, London. This is 1,500 kilometers of BRM to be done in 125 hours cutoff. My friend Amol Kanwade has already done this, and just in the last 2 weeks before, we did the Reiki of all route. That is depending on his last year's experience. What he told that this London, Edinburgh, London is going to be tougher than PBP because the weather of
Weather,
London
right?
is
Mm.
then Scotland weather. It is going to be
Right.
again a problematic situation because you can't predict the weather. That is one of the important tasks in this LEL. So you have to be prepared for that. And as the people say that it is a monstrous event. So good for that. I have to be a monster for this event. There are
Smiling.
too much of climbs. Smiling is let's see what happens at that. So it's a huge climbing event also in that. First 1500, first 500
Right.
kilometers, the route will be okay. Then the next 500 is going to be tougher because it goes in the all hills and jungle. From there, it again comes back to the route. And then after say around 1200 to 1300 kilometers are over, there is going to be headwind of 40 kilometer per hour. So getting the speed 8 kilometer per hour is also very difficult to manage. That is what Amol said. So that's why my training plan was planned by Santosh sir like that only, that speed rides, climbings and everything. So this everything is also one of the preparation points from the point of view of LEL.
No. There should be such events so that you can prepare.
Yes.
I mean, events back home so that you can prepare in a different terrain, different conditions, weather
Yes.
conditions. That's
And
very important.
LEL for LEL, there is another challenge known as navigation. That was not the problem in case of PPP. In Paris-Brest-Paris, entire 1200 kilometer route is marked. But here, London, Edinburgh, London, the route is not at all marked, and there are many times when it passes from the city, it is very difficult to maneuver the cycle and get the proper route.
So you have to
So
depend on GPS or maps.
yeah,
On
GPS,
that.
maps, navigation practice is much needed.
And you have any plan to do Ram or Trans-Siberian or something like that? All these mega
For the RAM,
endurance events.
especially if I for the RAM, especially if I get the sponsorship, then I can afford it. It's a very costly affair. That's why I cannot. Otherwise,
Right.
endurance wise and riding wise, yeah, I can definitely train for that. If I get the sponsor, I will definitely do a RAM and a
Hmm.
Trans-Siberian or like that races. Definitely.
Right. It's very costly, no doubt about that.
Yes, yes. From the
Hmm.
preparation or distance point of view, rather, as you have any contacts and there are many people also who are listening right now, if such races are organized in India, that will be also beneficial. It's
Hmm.
like Deccan Cliffhanger, there is a event, Sahyadri Classic, it's an ultra climbing event. That such type of races are in here in India, so that you can participate over there.
Right. I just saw Siddharth was there, and he was there listening to our live. I hope that Siddharth organizes more such events like Sahyadri Classics, right?
Yes, right.
Yeah. And any other questions, Cyclology, from our chats, from our question box for Kirit?
Yes.
I think there is a question in the screen which is asking that as a beginner in cycling or once we're just started, when we should decide for consulting a coach and for training for endurance events.
First of all, there are many plans available on the internet. Anyone can access that plans, but coach is needed for letting you know where to stop, because there are many people who just get dragged away when I will do this, I'll do that, and get injuries. So coach is first of all needed for you to be injury free. That is much more important. So at least you can start riding at any distances, anything what you feel at your comfort level, and you can go on building the endurances. Then, if still you have any problem to achieve on your speed target or achieve on your distance target, and if you are not able to do that, then you can consult your coach or you can get any coach for that. If you are participating in any event, if you are planning to invest for something in the event, then also you can say meet any coach and ask him that I have this 6 or 7 months, give me the plan, or I want to prepare for a particular event. Then it is right time to go towards coach. And one more thing, if you are not self motivated, then you always need a coach. As I'm a teacher, I know
True.
that. I
True.
mean, there are students are non self motivated, we have to be go behind them by keeping hunter in the hand. Okay, now you have to do like that.
Any
Okay.
other question?
Uh, One question which was there in our groups that we saw you in your profile, you're also rowing. I think you are one of the you are having of rowing experience. What kind of experience is that? Uh,
Uh, See, did my engineering in College of Engineering, COEP, that is Government College of Engineering. We have the boat club facility in Pune. During that, I used to row for the COEP boat club, and at that time, I was the inter-college champion and state level player in the rowing. And after that, I give the exam of national rowing umpiring in 2003. And from there, at that time, I was India's youngest national umpire. Because what happened in the second year, I met with a car accident. I lost my father in that, and I broke with my femur bone, right femur bone. And so I was out of competitive rowing, but still I wanted to be in sports. So I gave the exam, and I became the India's youngest national umpire. Since from then, I officiate the rowing championship at national level. So that is my rowing experience.
And
I,
sometimes whenever I call up Kirit, Kirit says, "Oh, I am out of Pune because I am on a rowing assignment." I said, "Okay,
yeah,
fine." So it happened many a time. So not only cycling, he's full time into rowing also.
yeah.
Any other question, Cyclology, in our groups?
yeah, one more question which just came up in the, I think you can see the screen is what keeps Kirit motivated? Because he is talking about motivation is a factor, but what keeps him motivated? That's it. We want to know.
Okay.
Motivation is just we have to keep our level up and up. Means I have to achieve my more I hear about something, say let's say I don't know about everything, I get to know the everything, okay, I have to do that. So like that I have to go more and more distances, or like that I like to challenge myself and take my level up in this events. But not in case of racing, I'm not in the racing, but in endurance rides, yes, I'm in that. So I have to go on increasing the distances like that. That keep me motivated. So
Good.
achieve more and more, more and more, more and more. That's it.
So do you do any meditation or yoga kind of thing for your
Yes. This
motivation?
BRM itself is a very meditative thing. I may
Right.
ride with someone, or I totally ride alone. It's a me time, complete me time, no phone calls, nothing and nothing, because phone is usually on flight mode. So it's completely me time. Yeah, during meditation or during these rides, I keep on self investigating about what I have done in the last few days, or what is to be done, what are the events, how I can plan for that, like that, everything.
Good.
So meditative, like what I think many have read about what Rahul Dravid says. Yeah, you're supposed to be ready not only by the body but by the mind also.
Right.
Because during my this 1000 BRM or this 1200 BRM right now, which I did in the last month, many of your people know the experiences. I would like to share if you allow me.
Yeah,
Am I?
please share.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Please.
during my this 1200 BRM, I was supposed to finish by sub 80 or 78 hours. That was my targeted BRM, time targeted BRM, you can say 1200. But what happened, in the first 30 kilometers, I had one flat, one puncture. Then I again catch my time, took it out and again catch my time this till 100-kilometer mark. After that control, at 125 kilometer, again I met with the puncture, and I did not have now extra tubes also. I fixed that puncture somehow the how, and then say around 180 kilometers, again I met with the puncture. Then few kilometers I had run with by keeping my bike in my hand, and I finished. I just came up to the control point of 200 kilometers. There I got tires at the control point, tubes. I changed it, and then I started. Okay, say 200 kilometers. Many people are my friends. Brought the tires and everything to the control point. So I said, "Chalo bhai, abhi kar lete." I have lost in my time target, but still I wanted to cover the time. I started riding after 200. Within 15 kilometers, I met with an accident, and I banged with the truck, which was on the left side. He opened the door, and my left shoulder, which is broken, first of all, it hit to that shoulder only. So bleeding started. I fall on the right side, which was my broken leg. So again, I had an injury over there. So it was completely lost in my time target, as well as now I was having pains. But still, I covered the distance during that next 400 kilometers, and I was in again good shape about the timings. But then I have to shift the entire plan completely and time to time. So I would like to say everything that this is possible due to the meditation, which you visualize something, but you have to keep something that may take your toll at the time. So you have to be prepared for any surprises. And
No,
I was
these are
also
not
again the same
surprises.
thing. I was laughing at that time also कि
Hmm.
यार क्या यार हो रहा है ठीक है भाई चलो अभी ये फेस कर लेते हैं. So every BRM is a challenging thing, different challenges at different times.
Yeah, these are not surprises, as you say. These are, I mean, they're life-threatening surprises. Yeah, true. I mean, such an accident on a BRM, on a 1200-kilometer BRM, when you have already had some problems with punctures and everything, not done. Anyways, a
But
good
that's what
good
I say.
point.
If
Good
I am
that
able to do that, anyone can do.
yeah, good that you have narrated your story. I mean, it inspires another lot of people who will attempt the 1200 or 1000-kilometer BRMs. That's
Yeah,
great.
there is one question by Sanjay sir that I am not able to sleep night before the BRM. How to cope up with this?
Mm-hmm.
Don't imagine that tomorrow there is a BRM. It's a usual day. Don't think
Right.
that there is a BRM tomorrow. Be ready for the BRM and just live like there is BRM is not tomorrow. It's day after tomorrow. Get up and get it. That's it.
Mm.
So there is one funda which I usually do. That is all is well. All is well. All is well. Like told by in the Three Idiot movie, I usually do that. खुद को उल्लू बना के रखने का पड़ता है थोड़ा सा. That is essential. Pain तो होता है. Pain like the saddle sore, there is the saddle sore, there is a knee pain. Everything is going to be there, but it's okay. It's going to be. You have to be saying that okay, it's a part and parcel of the game, and you have to sustain that. And I bet nature is such a wonderful thing that you have a very high tolerance level, but we have never explored it. That's it.
There is another question just now. I can see how to tackle heat while riding.
Yeah, for that, just now I told like that. After every half an hour or 1 hour, whatever time you find comfortable, try to pour water on your bandana and your sleeves and thighs. Automatically, while riding, it gets colder. That is how you can maintain the body temperature. I usually keep pouring water whenever I find I fill up the water again and keep my body wet like that. That is the only point you can get coldness in the road.
And any other question? I can see Cyclology India. Any other thing?
So what do you teach? I think I am a science as well as physics teacher, and in engineering I teach graphics, strength of material, and fluid mechanics.
Something that is going above my head. I know that. Good. You're a wonderful teacher. Must be, because I could see Palash was saying that on the screen that he commented. Yeah. His smile gave me that boost in 11th and 12th standard.
Yes.
Good. And
So
any other question, Psychology?
I'm teaching since from my second year of engineering. When I cleared my first year of engineering, I'm teaching since from there. Actually, I wanted to be an army person, that is a Fauji, not any brigadier like that. I wanted to be Fauji and who used to be on the boundary. That was my dream. But in the second year, I met with an accident, multiple fractures. So that rolled it out. But my friends had backlog in the graphics, which I told them, and everyone cleared that. So that triggered me that, okay, I can do teaching. So I was in teaching line.
Yeah, once a teacher is always a teacher.
Yeah, and I would say that this is due to the Sidhay sir, who is my teacher from 8th standard, or they say godfather. Looking at him, I started teaching engineering and all these subjects, and continued in his academy only. Now he doesn't teach anything. His students, we run all these academy.
Good. And one last question that I can see on screen right now: how to prepare for the first BRM?
First prayer, I would like to say that go by step by step. Don't directly go for the 600. If you are prepared for, then there is no issue about. But otherwise, start from 200, 300, 400, 600. Gradually, you go on building the distances. That would help. Before going into that, 1/3 formula you can use. 1/3 is always you have to keep 1/3 distance free. Means if you are planning for 200 BRM, never do 200 before that BRM. You can go up to say 150 kilometers like that, or 150, 175 kilometers. Never do 200 before the event. Just do 170, 175, and 200 you will automatically do in the event because of, say, the mahol, what is you get over there. Then for preparation of BRM, you should be knowing your cycle maintenance well, fixing the puncture, at least if you're adjusting the chain tensions. All these things are much needed. And then comes the endurance that I told, like you have to do practice of long distance cycling. You have to maintain your average speed around total average speed 15. You should keep continuous eye on that. Riding speed, if you are riding at 20 kmph, absolutely okay, no problem. 18 kmph, okay, then you have to reduce your timing on the brakes. You have to be very quick on your brakes if you are riding at 18 kmph. But 20 kmph, okay, you can have the sufficient time for the brakes, snacks, everything. Try to make habit of eating something while riding, like chikki or something, handful of laddu, कुछ तो राइड करते वक्त खाओ. That is essential. After every 1 hour, you should have 1 laddu and 1 banana at least. So these things you can prepare before your BRM. During the ride, if it is an overnight BRM, you should have good lights, good front light and good rear light. That is essential.
Absolutely. Practically, these are the basics that you have just talked about. These are the basics of any BRM.
Yes.
Great.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Kirit. Thanks for your time and for going live with all of us. And I hope that there would be lots of other cyclists who will take a cue from you. And I can see Moithili ma'am is wishing you best of luck, Kirit, for your LEL journey.
Yes. Thank
and,
you.
And others also, they have also wished you luck. Okay. So thanks and good luck from all of us. Okay.
Thank you.
And we'll meet again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. Thank you.